I think that people have fears, I think that not even just being from, Mexico or being Hispanic, I know that there's other cultures probably, or from other probably, I would say maybe have the same type of thought process, um, and what it would mean to their family member, like, I should have worries, but I do carry that. It's a generational thing that I learned.
Yeah. How did those messages impact your belief about your voice and why voting mattered or didn't matter? Did you feel like you had a voice? Did you feel like what you thought was important?
No, actually, yeah, I didn't, and the funny thing is, in my culture, you didn't challenge an adult, you didn't challenge an elderly person. So it was never even asked why. I never even understood. I just knew that, oh no, no, no hagos eso, meaning like we don't do that. Like that's not something we do. And I could never even challenge it. I just ran with it. Okay, well, that's just not something we do. And growing up, I just didn't find it important. I never voted. I'm 41 now, and I registered for the first time to vote, and I voted, and but but for 40, well, I guess since you're 18, I didn't vote, and it just wasn't. It was more of a fear thing. It was never made important. We never thought we had a voice. Um, you know, a culture that was considered undocumented, and so with that came no rights. Really, I mean, definitely felt like we didn't have any rights and no voice. And that is not true today. I know that we do, and I know that we can um, make a difference.
I love that you said that we can make a difference. I think that's so important. Tell me why you decided to vote this year and register.
Well, my kids, my kids, this generation, they're pretty amazing. I'll say they're very vocal today. And they're the ones that said, Mom, you know what? We can't do this. We need to make some changes. Things need to be done. And in order for us to do that, we got to go out there and realizing and having a little bit more education and knowledge. And also, challenging that question, to my elders and to my older family members who said, we can't do this. This is not something we can do. And being able to say, well, why was that? Not necessarily to them, but to myself, like, well, why aren't we able to, and digesting that and looking into where that came from and why that comes from, and then understanding that, wait a minute, I do have a voice and I do have the power today because I am a citizen and I was born here. And then just my kids, saying, Mom, you got to vote, and you got to make some changes. And there's some things out there that are really great that could happen if we vote, and it does matter and it does count. Um, which I think is pretty unique that, my children were the ones to bring that up to me, and make that awareness to myself to ask, well, why wouldn't we, why couldn't we?
That's
So it's very,
incredible.
yeah, very powerful.
It's very powerful. And I think it's so cool to think about your family talking about voting intergenerationally, really talking about just different generations in your family having this discussion and thinking about why it's so important for the folks in your family and in your community to vote and get out there. The deadline to register to vote in Oregon is October 13th, so it's coming up in a few days. What would you say to folks who maybe were like you and say, like, I don't think my voice matters? How would you maybe encourage them to maybe register for the first time?
Well, yeah, definitely. It was empowering for me to actually to just do the motions, right? To fill out the information and to send it in, and there was just something very empowering in that, and coming from a long generation of Hispanics from Mexico and other outlets too, I get to be that voice today. I get to lead that. And I think that, I want to say that, for all the times and all the years that they didn't feel like they had a voice, or their voice, or what they said or felt, or who they were, to and it matters. And for people who feel the same, like, you get to step up for your families and the generations before you, and you get to make that stand, and you get to vote and say that your voice does matter. And I think that's important. um and I can't put it into words more than that, that you get to stand for everybody behind you and in front of you, and make that vote, and show that it does matter, it does count.
That's amazing. And I just want to echo what you said earlier, which is you can and you will, right? And as a community, we can and we will. And voting is so, so incredible, and something we're really passionate about at Bridges to Change, is making sure that we're registering people, and people have access to utilize their voice. And we know so many people with criminal histories, people who have felonies, often feel like they can't vote, or maybe they don't have an address, or maybe they've been homeless. You can absolutely register to vote in Oregon, and we'll link below, and anywhere where we share this video, how to do that. But it is just so, so important, and the deadline is coming up on October 13th. Well, thank you so much, Bernadette. Your story is so incredible. I'm so happy that you registered, and major props to your kids who said, "Mom, we gotta get out there."
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, and don't forget to vote, guys.
Don't forget to vote. Bye.